Yes, friends, am I audible to all of you? Please message. So, how are you all? And how's the day, guys? I hope very good news from the economy side because the most easier section in this year's prelims is economy only. Although UPSC had given in a 2 or 3 questions, they had changed little bit of statements, but still the most easiest section in all of the subjects is economy. So I hope, friends, I am audible and visible to all of you. So we will resume our session. We will start our session. So first of all, if we will discuss in general, what kind of questions UPSC had asked and all about. So total number of questions that were asked by UPSC is 17. Almost 17 questions were there directly from economy. And if I will include the international organizations part also, so we can say round about 19 to 20 questions. And even every year I say this thing, even in my classes, even on my YouTube channels as well, that the number of questions from economy section is 15 to 20. So 17 questions are directly from the economy section. 2-3 questions are having like IR part also and scheme like Rashtriya Gokul Mission and all that. So in total we have this 17-18 number of questions. So if I'll tell you out the number of questions like economic schemes, there are 2 questions directly from economic schemes. One is from Gokul Mission and another is of solar scheme. Second, RBI and banking. 3 questions were there from RBI and banking. External sector, we have 2 questions. Then fiscal policy and budgeting, we have 4 questions. Financial and stock market, you remember this thing, I told you even in my earlier classes that financial and stock market, it's a very important topic and UPSC will definitely ask question on it. So 4 questions from there. Circular economy, basic economy, we have 1 question. Taxation 1, and rest of the things we have other are 1 question each from them. So these are the total number of questions, 17 questions, and this is about the topic segregation. So let's start with the first question. With reference to investment, consider the following: bond, hedge fund, stocks, venture capital. How many of the above are treated as alternative investment fund? Yes, guys, what is your take in this particular question? What do you people think is the right answer of this question? See, investment is of different form. Like one investment is that investment in which we generalize, we all invest. Like stocks we invest, we purchase the government bonds and so on. But the investment with reference to alternative investment fund, that means that are not the part of general financial securities. They are the part of additional investment being given to the parties. So it is alternative investment fund. So if we will see this particular question, bond is a general financial instrument. Hedge fund is just to risk ability को appetite करने के लिए. So hedge fund is considered as alternative investment fund. It is considered as alternative investment fund category 3. Then this is considered as AIF. Stocks are general financial securities, and venture capital is also considered as AIF 1 category, alternative investment 1 category. So if we will see how many of the above are treated as alternative investment fund, so only 2 is the correct statement. Only 2 is the correct statement. Bond and stocks are general financial securities. They are not considered as a part of alternative investment fund. So only 2 is the correct answer. Now moving ahead, second question and the most contradictory question, or we can say the most debatable question in economy for the day. Which of the following are the sources of income for Reserve Bank of India? Now the question asks, which of the following are the sources of income? When we check the RBI's balance sheet, RBI balance sheet in expenditure side, we include this 5th point, printing and distributing currency. So let's discuss them each one of the all of the statements, and then we will get the correct information. Buying and selling of government bonds. Now, if I am saying that buying and selling of government bonds, so when the RBI buy or sell these government bonds, they will receive interest income. They will receive the interest income also. They will receive the difference in the government bonds prices also. So this is considered as a source of income for RBI. No doubt in that. This is considered as a source of income for RBI because from this they will get the interest also, and even they will get the capital gains also from that. Buying and selling foreign currency. As I told you that RBI's function is to managing foreign exchange. When RBI is managing the foreign exchange, suppose they had buy dollar at 70 and they are selling dollar at 80, 85, that is also their income. So this is also considered as their income, buying and selling of foreign currency. Third, pension fund management. Now, pension fund management is not considered as an income of RBI because it is mentioned by PFRDA, Pension Fund Regulatory Development Authority, who is taking care of pension fund management. So, whatever is the income, whatever is the expenses, it is taken care by PFRDA. So, it is not considered as an income of RBI. Then fourth is lending to private companies. RBI cannot lend directly to the private companies. RBI provide loans to commercial bank through repos, and these commercial bank provide money to the private companies. That is, RBI cannot provide direct money. So we will eliminate fourth option directly. So if fourth option you eliminate, then both of these two statements are directly wronged, because fourth is very easy statement, and what they had done in context of economy, they can make the question difficult, but in the options if you will see, the options are very easy. That means elimination game play a very important role in economy. Even if you don't know the basic concepts, if you know one or two statements, you can directly eliminate that. Now the only fight left is between first, second and fifth. Now printing and distributing currency notes. RBI print the currency notes in the four particular units where the RBI print the currency, and distribution cost also belong to that. Now, if you will see the balance sheet of RBI, it include in the expenditure side or in the expense side that printing and distributing currency note. But RBI also receive a lot of money with the help of Singorage. What is Singorage? Singorage means the face value of the currency and the actual value of the currency. That means if we will say what is the face value and what is the value derived from it, the difference between that is considered as the profit of RBI. Now, if UPSC will considering this part, Singorage included, because Singorage is a huge source of money for RBI, then in that case the option will be D. But if UPSC consider this as a normal expenditure, then the answer will be A. Now it is an ambiguity, and now it's totally depend on UPSC which statement they will consider. If I am on your side, then I will mark 1, 2 and 5. Obviously, because Singorage is a good source of income for RBI. But if you will see the balance sheet, they will mention that as in an expenditure. Now it's on RBI whom they will consider, whether A option or whether D option, it's totally on them. What you people marked, tell me, what you people mark, आप सबने इसको क्या mark किया है? Particularly, right, those who attempted this year's prelims, what you people had marked for this question, 1 or 2 or like 1 to 5. No, fourth and fifth cannot be eliminated. Third and fourth can be eliminated. Third and fourth can be eliminated. The confusion is between A and D. The confusion is between A and D. Now that is the actual thing. Now fifth is wrong depending on, again I am saying this thing, it is depending on UPSC because Singorage is considered as a source of income for RBI. Singorage is considered as a source of income for RBI, but if RBI consider this thing that buying and selling, this one, printing and distributing cost has only expenditure, then we can say A is the option. Now it is totally ambiguity, A or D. Any one of the is the right answer with reference to UPSC. But Singorage is a source of income for RBI. Now moving ahead, with reference to Government of India, consider the following information. So we have the organization, we have their functions and it work under. Now this is little bit a surprising element done by UPSC this year, and they had asked a question directly from this part. Usually we will consider, we read economic surveys, we read budget, but this year they had asked the question on organization and work under. So if you will know this particular question, the difficulty level of this question is little bit moderate. If you will check it, Directorate of Enforcement. Now we always say this thing कि ED की रेट पड़ गई है. Now ED की रेट पड़ते ही हमें क्या लगता है? हमें लगता है कि ये MHA के अंदर आता होगा. तो यहाँ पर इन्होंने दे भी MHA रखा है. लेकिन फ्रेंड्स जो ED है, डायरेक्टोरेट ऑफ एनफोर्समेंट है, वो भी फाइनेंस मिनिस्ट्री के अंदर आता है अंडर डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ रेवेन्यू. सो द फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज रॉन्ग हियर. Second, Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, that is for the Custom Act. ठीक है, then in that case Department of Revenue, Ministry of Finance, this is true. Directorate General of System and Data Management carrying out big data analytics to assist tax officers for better policy and nabbing tax evader. That is for evasion of taxes, to control evasion of taxes. That came under the Department of Revenue, Ministry of Finance. So here two rows are actually correct. So only two is the correct statement. First statement is wrong. It also came under the Department of Revenue, Ministry of Finance. Department of Revenue, Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance. Now, moving forward to the next question, the Reserve Bank of India mandate all the listed companies in India to submit a business responsibility and sustainability report. Now, see, I always tell you this thing that superlative concepts are generally considered as wrong. जहां पर भी all या फिर लिखा हुआ आ जाए let's say only, these statements are always contradictory. So first of all, if you will see this question, it is written all the listed company. Now all the listed company means it include that company also whose capital is very less. So in that case, first of all, it is not RBI who mandate all the listed company. It is not the RBI who mandate all the listed company. It is actually the SEBI who mandate this. This is SEBI, not the RBI. Then the business report and business responsibility and sustainability report is for those top 1,000 companies. That is for top 1,000 companies in context of valuation. In context of valuation. And this is also not the function of RBI. That's true. Very good, Shikha. So the first statement is wrong here. In India, a company submitting the BRSR make disclosure in the report that are largely non-financial in nature. Now, even if it is written business responsibility and sustainability. Now, if it is sustainability, obviously it doesn't include the financial aspect. So the correct statement is 2 only. 2 only is the right answer. So you can easily eliminate, friends. Like if this RBI of India mandate all the listed company means even those companies whose capital base is very small. So how come it will be? So all the listed companies is wrong here. In that case, the right answer is the SEBI is the correct organization. Now moving ahead, in India, income from allied agricultural activities like poultry, farming and wool rearing in rural area is exempted from any tax. Now we all know that agricultural income is exempted from tax. ये हम बहुत टाइम से पढ़ते हुए आ रहे हैं कि जो एग्रीकल्चरल इनकम होता है वो टैक्स एग्जम्प्टेड होता है. ये हमने बहुत टाइम से पढ़ा है. लेकिन जो सेक्शन 10(1) है इनकम टैक्स का, जो सेक्शन 10(1) है, सेक्शन 10(1) ऑफ IT एक्ट 1972, that told that ki allied agricultural activities like poultry farming and wool rearing, they are not exempted from tax. They are not exempted from tax. So this is wrong statement here. Then in India, rural agricultural land is not considered as capital asset under the provision of Income Tax Act. This is 100% true statement. Rural agricultural land is not considered as capital asset, and if it is not considered as capital asset, it is exempted from capital gain tax as well. Section 214 of IT Act. Section 214 of IT Act. So first statement is wrong, second is correct. So statement 1 is not correct, but statement 2 is correct. So D is the correct answer over here. D is the correct answer over here. So these are very general questions if we will talk about. Now this question we had discussed in our series of most important topic. I had started that series 10-12 days before. We had discussed that concept in very detail, like debenture bond concept, and UPSC had asked this question directly. Now what is this statement? As regard returns from an investment in a company, bond holders are considered to be relatively at lower risk than stockholders. This is 100% true statement, because bond holders will get their fixed assured income, interest income. And obviously when they are getting assured income, when they are getting fixed income, they are considered as on more safer side in comparison to the stockholders, because stockholders stability and dividend depending on the profitability of the situation. So the first statement is correct. Second, bond holders are lenders to a company, whereas stockholders are the owners. That is true. Bond holders are considered as the loan givers to the company. They had given the money to the company to sustain. So they had given the money to the company. So they are the lenders, and the stockholders, the equity owners, they are the owners of the company. So this is also the correct statement. For repayment purpose, bondholders are prioritized over stockholders. This is also true. Bondholders are always prioritized before equity shareholder. The reason means bondholders are the lenders of the company. So they are giving the priority over the equity shareholders when giving the dividend, or even in the wind up also. When the company is getting wind up, bondholders were the first one who will get the assured income. So this is also true. So all three of them are correct. Now let's discuss this. Both statement 2 and 3 are correct, and both of them explain statement 1. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct, and statement 1 and no. So this is A is the right answer. I hope it has been clear to all of you. Any doubt, any question in this? Any doubt, any question in this part regarding to bondholders? I hope it has been clear to all of you regarding to bondholders. Any doubt, any question, friends, in this? Any question part? Now this is very easy question. This is an easy category. This is a easy category question. If you know the concept of bond and equity shareholder, you can easily solve this. Now, next question. Consider the following statement. India account for very large portion of all equity option contract traded globally, thus exhibit a great boom. Now, if you will see this question, you might think, अरे ये फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट तो बहुत टफ है, सुना ही नहीं है इसके बारे में, तो चलिए कोई बात नहीं. सेकंड स्टेटमेंट, Indian stock market has grown rapidly in the recent past, even overtaking Hong Kong at some point of time. Now, even if you don't know this statement as well, you don't know about the first statement and second statement. Now, let's come to the third statement. There is no regulatory body either to warn the small investors about the risk of option trading or to act on unregistered financial advisor. Tell me this thing. If there is no regulatory body for option trading, if there is no regulatory body for small investors, for unregistered financial instrument, thousands of scam will happen every day. So if you know this third statement, that SEBI is everywhere to provide knowledge to the investors, to protect the interest of the investors, you can easily eliminate this third option. So third option is wrong here. So if you eliminate the third option, even if you don't know first and second statement, then you can easily mark 1 and 2 only. Because SEBI is there to protect the interest of investors. And if SEBI is not there, the whole stock market will get collapsed. So that is the only reason. If you eliminate third option, first and second itself become the right one. Okay. Now moving ahead, consider the following statement. Circular economy. This yesterday or day before yesterday in my class, I am explaining this concept. Circular economy focus on 5R: reduce, reuse, recover, regenerate, and recycle. All these are the components of circular economy. Whereas the traditional model is take, make, and dispose. That is linear model. The linear model says about what the linear model say. It says about take, make, dispose. Whereas the circular model focus on 5Rs. They focus on 5R. That is reduce, reuse, recycle, recover, and regenerate. So 5R are the example of circular economy. Let's discuss this concept as well. Circular economy reduces the emission of greenhouse gases. This is true. Their objective is to reduce the emission. Second, circular economy reduce the use of raw material as input. Now friends, if we will say this thing, that the raw material is the usage of raw material as an input reduces. Now some students may say this, sir, why raw material usage will reduce? मतलब सर raw material का usage कैसे कम हो सकता है? वो तो हम इस्तेमाल करना ही होता है ना, हमें कोई भी चीज को बनाते हैं तो. That's true. But the objective of circular economy is to reduce the use of raw material, fresh raw materials. The objective is to reduce the use of fresh raw material. So this is also true. Circular economy reduce wastage in the production process. This is true. That's correct. Recycling process. So all three of them are correct. Now let's discuss. Both statement 2 and statement 3 are correct, and both of them explain statement 1. So A is the correct answer. What is your take in this question? What you people think that is the correct statement? Yeah, what do you people think? You had marked C. Only one of the statement 2 and 3 is correct. No. It's totally depend on UPSC again, but 99% they will make this statement correct, because the objective of circular economy is to reduce the usage of fresh raw material. We try to recycle. What is the objective? The 5Rs. The 5Rs is to reduce, reuse, recycle, regenerate, and recover. These are the 5 R's of circular economy. So that is the reason the correct answer will be A here. A is the correct statement. Now moving ahead, this topic I told you same as it is in my practice session. In my most important topic, this first statement is as it is copied. The recorded session that I had, the live session that I had taken for Khan Global Studies YouTube channel a week before, this first statement and second statement directly came from there only. Okay. Now, what is that? Capital receipt create a liability or cause a reduction in the asset of the government. Now, even if you don't know about this statement, just skip for a time. Borrowing and disinvestment are capital receipt. Even if you don't know this statement also, nothing a problem. But remember what is written third statement. Interest received on loans create a liability on the government. Now, government is receiving interest. Suppose Indian government has given loan to Sri Lanka. They had given loan to Sri Lanka and they are receiving interest out of it. Now, how it will be a liability? It is an asset of the government. So even then you can mark this statement as a wrong statement. As a wrong statement. So this is wrong statement here. This is wrong. Borrowing and disinvestment are capital receipt. This is true. One is debt creating, another is non-debt creating. Disinvestment is a non-debt creating capital receipt. This is non-debt. And this is debt creating, but both of them are the part of capital receipt. Then capital receipt create a liability. Why it is create a liability? Because it is a debt creating. And why it is okay, why it is considered as a reduction in asset? Because you are doing disinvestment. So the correct statement is 1 and 2, both of them are correct. Third statement is wrong here. So the right answer is A. It is a very, very easy question, friends. So these questions are just the laddu questions. You can't take chances on these questions. These are the most easiest question, friends. So the correct answer is A. Now moving ahead, again the same concept we had discussed in types of deficits. And I told you people even in the classes also that might be UPSC can ask a question little bit on numerical part, but depending on the situation. Now this question, suppose the revenue expenditure is 80,000 crore and revenue receipt of the government are 60,000 crore. It's a very simple. What is revenue deficit? Revenue deficit is equals to revenue receipt minus revenue expenditure. So if you will check it, it is how much revenue receipt? Revenue expenditure minus, sorry, this is revenue surplus. And what is revenue deficit? Revenue deficit is equals to revenue expenditure minus revenue receipt. So if you will check the revenue expenditure, how much is revenue expenditure? Revenue expenditure is 80,000. And what is revenue receipt? Revenue receipt is 60,000. So what is the revenue deficit? Revenue deficit is 20,000. So the first statement is correct here. Now fiscal deficit is 10,000. Fiscal deficit is actually the borrowing part. Even if you include this part, 80,000 minus 70,000, that is fiscal deficit of 10,000. This is true. And what is primary deficit? Primary deficit is equals to fiscal deficit minus interest payment. That is primary deficit. So that is 10,000 minus 6,000, that is 4,000. So 1, 2, 3. D. 1, 2 and 3 is the right answer. So this is very easy. Again, a laddu question. You can't actually take chances on these questions to make them wrong. They are so much easy questions. Now, India is one of the founding member of International North-South Transport Corridor, a multi-modal transportation corridor which will connect. Now, this International North-South Transport Corridor was in news from last 6-7 years. And UPSC and Hindu newspaper, Indian Express, they are daily or almost fortnightly, they are making news on that. So, now, India is one of the founding member of INSTC, a multi-modal transport corridor which will connect. Now, if you will see, even if you don't know about that, you can easily eliminate them. India to Central Asia, why China? Why India will be the founding member where China is the major part of connecting dot? So this is wrong. India to Southeast Asia through Bangladesh and Myanmar. This is also wrong. We already have a Kaladan multimodal transit project, India, Myanmar, Bangladesh trilateral highway. So this is the second and third you can easily eliminate. Now the only problem left is between A and D. That is India to Central Asia to Europe via Iran. Now that is through Chabahar port and all that part. So the right answer will be A. D is Azerbaijan was there as a point, but not a nodal point over there. So A is the right answer. Now, again, a kind of a very easy, extreme easy concept question that they had asked. What is that? A country's fiscal deficit stand at rupees 50,000 crore. It is receiving rupees 10,000 crore through non-debt creating capital receipt. The country's interest liability are 1500 crore. What is gross primary deficit? So we don't need to take about this capital receipt. We directly include. What is primary deficit? Primary deficit is equals to fiscal deficit minus interest payment. Now what is fiscal deficit? 50,000 minus interest payment 1500. That is 48,500. So the correct answer will be A. A is the correct answer. So this is the right answer for 65th question. Now moving ahead, 66th question. I am little bit surprised that they had asked question on 15th Finance Commission, knowing this thing that the 16th Finance Commission is already constituted. But again, UPSC can play a very important role and ask a tricky question. But they had made just a very lame statement through second statement, and that make this question very easy. Now, 15th Finance Commission recommended the state share sent it to state, that is 41. 1% is given to Jammu and Kashmir. So it is written 45%. Totally a vague figure. So even if you know this thing that they had given 41% stake to the states by the center has given 41% amount to state, you can easily eliminate the second option. So even if you don't know first, third and fifth, then also you, and this is again a very easy concept, that tax effort criteria to reduce fiscal performance. So even if you eliminate second statement, it can easily be made C, 1, 3 and 4. Okay, 1% is being given to Jammu and Kashmir after abolition of Article 370. So this is again very easy concept, friends. Very easy question. This question will become tricky if they will not include the second statement. Okay, so the right answer is C here. Now moving ahead, consider the following statement in respect of International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. It is established in 1944 during the Second World War itself. During the Second World War itself, it was established, and the objective is to help the war affected countries. The objective is to help the war affected countries. So it was established to help Europe rebuild after the World War II. Even if you know the year of World War, you can easily make this statement correct. So the third statement is right. Now C. It provides loan and guarantees to middle income countries. This is also true. Now read the second statement. It works single-handedly to help developing countries to reduce poverty. Now friends, we have 5 World Bank groups. International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, International Development Association, MEGA, International Center for Settlement of Investment Dispute, and International Financial Corporation also. So this is single-handedly. See, again a kind of a statement that is extreme. That is extreme. So second statement is wrong. We have IDA also. We have IFC also. So the second statement is wrong. 1 and 3. 1 and 3. C statement is again correct here. Okay. Now moving to question number 68 regarding to RTGS and NEFT. Real-time gross settlement. The name itself says real-time gross settlement. So if the name itself says that real-time gross settlement, discuss that. In real-time gross settlement, the settlement time is instantaneous. So real-time, that simply means instant. So this is correct. While in case of NEFT, it takes some time. Because it will take some time, that is true. So the first statement is correct. Now second. In RTGS, the customer is charged for inward transaction, while that is not the case for NEFT. Initially, it was charged, but right now RBI made specified that NEFT and RTGS were exempted from inward taxation, inward transaction. So the second statement is wrong. Third, operating hours for RTGS are restricted on certain days, while this is not true for NEFT. This is also wrong here. This is 24/7 available. NEFT and RTGS can be done 24/7. So the correct answer is 1 only. A, 1 only is the correct statement. Again, very easy question. Now consider the following countries. How many countries among the above are there other than India where international merchant payments are accepted under UPI? Project Nexus. The objective is to promote UPI. Now UPI is available to United Arab Emirates. This is correct. It is available to France. That is correct. Germany. It is not for Germany. For Singapore also it is there. For Bangladesh it is not there. So we have three options: UAE, France, and Singapore, where the UPI is accepted. So the correct statement is only three. Only three is the right statement for this question. This is again a part of current affairs, although, but still. Now consider the following statement about PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. It target installation of 1 crore solar rooftop panel in the residential sector. If you will check it, first line itself in the PIB document, it is written that PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana target the installation of 1 crore solar rooftop panel. This is true. It is run by Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. This is also true. Third, it aimed to create more than 3 lakh skilled manpower through fresh skilling and upskilling under scheme component of capacity building. Now this part, they had specifically mentioned that the objective is to skilled 3 lakh people. The objective is to skill 3 lakh people through skilling and upskilling. So this is also true. 1, 2, 3. All three of them is correct here. All three of them is correct here. And generally regarding to these questions, the UPSC don't make so much of changes in the scheme part or in the numbers part. So the right answer is D, 1, 2, and 3. So friends, this is in context of economic section, and apart from one particular question that is regarding to that currency printing and circulation, this is little bit tricky. Rest of the questions, if you will see, they are very much straightforward. The most easiest section in this year's UPSC Prelims is economy. Okay, and as I told you, around about 18 questions were directly from economy part, and 2-3 questions are there is a collaboration of international relation, there is a collaboration of what we can say schemes and part also. And friends, we are starting our foundation batch from 10th of June. From 10th of June, we are starting for our foundation batch. Those who want to appear for 2026, they can join this foundation batch. And one more thing, as prelims is now over, take a rest of 2-3 days and then you can join our this batch. This is for answer writing specially. Okay? This is especially for answer writing, and you can join this batch. This is current affairs plus answer writing. The batch will start from 9th of June. The fees is just 999. It is just 999. So you can enjoy the process of answer writing along with the current affairs part. And if you want to join a batch specifically for mains answer writing and detailed version, then you can join this batch. This will start from 2nd of June. So I hope you all like this session of economy, and I hope you all will qualify this year's prelims. And then economy I will take only, and then for English medium and this is obviously depend on the team as well, but most probably I'll take that Sikandar. And one more important thing, friends, as you all know that prelims is now over. Take 2-3 days rest and then again come out for the mains preparation and do it with full effort and full hard work. That's all from my side. Thank you so much. God bless you all, and all the very best for your prelims result as well as for your mains preparation. Thank you so much.